Hey friends, happy Friday and welcome into ABC 24 Weather Impact Now. It is the show that is all about weather all the time. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Burchett. Meteorologist Kit Thomas has the day off, but we will check in with meteorologist Daniel McDonald a bit later for a check of your regional forecast if you are headed out of town this weekend. The big story, though, is going to continue to be the heat. A little unusual for March. Typically, we'd be on here talking about some kind of storm threat, some kind of rain, but really not much of that to talk about right now. Take a look at what the impacts are. And again, the biggest thing is going to be the heat. Potential record highs this weekend. I actually think it's a pretty fair bet that we are going to see record high temperatures for both Saturday and Sunday. Sunshine is also going to continue with barely any chance of rain aside from a sprinkle or two. That's going to do a couple of things. The lack of rain keeps us warm for the most part, but with all these blooms coming up, we're starting to get that pollen. We need some rain to wash that away. And if it's dry, that pollen's just going to stay caked on everything. So allergies likely going to continue to be a concern. I know they've already been an issue for me. Here's your weather almanac. We made it to 81 today. That's already well above normal. Average high is 66. And then notice the record is 85 for today. So we weren't far off from the record. That was set back in 2012. No rain in the bucket. Sunrise at 7:03. Sunset coming up here at 7:12 in just a little under an hour. A very nice evening underway after a pretty warm day. It's still pretty warm this evening. Mostly sunny and dry over downtown. You can just tell it's starting to get that summertime hazy look out there. That'll stick around through the weekend. Right now, 79 degrees, mostly sunny. Southerly winds still kicking up a little bit. They're at about 15 miles an hour right now. They'll stay a little breezy for the next couple of days. It's the southerly wind that's going to help bring temperatures up for the next couple of days. We are about 6 degrees warmer now than we were this time yesterday. That's a trend that will continue each day through the weekend. We're going to get just a little bit warmer with each passing day. Here's a look up in the atmosphere. I want to show you kind of the science behind what is going on, and this will play into something we'll tell you about a little later as well. We're looking at the jet stream layer of the atmosphere. That's about up where the airplanes fly. So that's way up high in the atmosphere. And notice where that jet stream is. It's an area of just fast moving wind. Think of it almost like the paths that storms would follow. So typically this time of year, that jet stream likes to dive down to the south. We get these troughs. We get storm systems, we get severe weather. The jet stream being that far north is much more of a summertime pattern where it's just hot and dry. We call that a ridge of high pressure. And you see that high pressure centered out over the Four Corners, Southern California, Nevada region. They are very hot right now, but all of the country just about is under that influence of high pressure. It's keeping us pretty hot. It's keeping us pretty dry as well. That continues through the weekend. High pressure remains in control. So we're going to be pretty warm and pretty dry for the next several days. Temperatures very warm out west. You see that bubble of heat in the western half of the country. That'll slide a little further east this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, putting us more in the influence of the extreme heat. But then by next week, we do have a little cold front that'll slide through. That'll get us back, I don't want to say chilly weather, but a little more closer to average for this time of year. Normal would be highs in the 60s, lows in the 40s. So we'll see a little more of that early next week. But with high pressure still staying close by, even with a slight drop in temperature, we're just not seeing much of any rain in the forecast. We are nearly totally dry for the next 7 days. There is going to be a little system Sunday that could produce some rain off to our north and east, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana. But I think that's going to stay mainly away from us. At best, maybe a quick sprinkle next week, but most of us probably won't even see that. So you can let the umbrella collect a little more dust in the closet. For this evening, very nice, 70s through 10 o'clock. Take some shorts out on the town if you're headed out tonight. Clear sky, no chance of rain. We do eventually fall to the upper 50s and low 60s. Most of us, though, will stay in the 60s all night tonight. 61 in Memphis and Corinth, also Bolivar. Covington, I should have said, 58 in Corinth, 62 in Dyersburg, 59 in Clarksdale. So a little bit of a cool night, but still well above the average low for this time of year. So a nice cool start on Saturday. But the afternoon, you won't be able to use the word cool. I would almost say hot for this time of year. Mid to upper 80s tomorrow afternoon. Breezy southerly wind continuing. And of course, no chance of rain. Look at some of these high temperatures tomorrow. I'm going for 84 in Memphis, but things could be a little hotter in other parts of the Mid-South. 87 in Blytheville for Saturday, also in Mark Tree. 86 Earl and Forest City. 85 in Helena, West Helena. Everybody stays sunny. But of course, that's going to make it feel even hotter. 85 in Hernando and Senatobia, 84 in Oxford, 87 in Corinth, also in Selmer, Bolivar, most of West Tennessee, anywhere from the mid to upper 80s. And again, likely a record high across the Mid-South tomorrow. Looking like 84 in Memphis, plus or minus a degree or two. Beautiful sunshine, no chance of rain. UV index also ticking up, though, this weekend. I know we haven't thought much about that being in winter, but don't forget the sunscreen this weekend if you're going to be out. Even hotter on Sunday, high temperature of 86 degrees. Could be closer to 90 on Sunday in a couple of neighborhoods. The craziest part about this is if you think a few days ago, Tuesday, we hit a record low temperature. We were at 25 degrees on Tuesday morning. That tied the record low that was set back in 1941. We're going to blow out the record high this weekend. Record for both Saturday and Sunday is 82. We're going to hit 84 Saturday, 86 on Sunday. The record on Saturday was set in 1966. The record on Sunday in 1987. So it's been decades since it's been this hot this early in the season. Very rare to see, but it is going to be very, very warm, basically hot this weekend. Rain chances, again, not much to talk about here. Pretty low for the next 7 days. I did throw in maybe a sprinkle Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday. It's only a 10% chance, though. So when I say a sprinkle, I mean a drop or two somewhere, and then the sunshine comes back out. I do not expect any impactful rain, nothing that would result in you canceling your plans or affecting your work outside. Certainly nothing that's going to help wash any of this pollen away. If we do see any rain, it's going to be very, very light. Now, after this weekend, we do have a drop in temperature. Like we talked about Sunday night, we're going to get this cold front that sweeps through. That is a chance for us to see maybe a sprinkle. Notice, though, most of that rain stays off to our north. Maybe Sunday night, a couple of raindrops, but nothing too impactful. The biggest thing you'll notice with that front is that temperatures do drop. By Monday and Tuesday, we start to feel a little bit more like normal. Just a reminder, we are technically in a drought. It has been very dry, even going back through December. I know we had the snow and ice, but when you melted that down, it only added up to about an inch. And then aside from that, winter was mostly dry. We're starting off spring mostly dry. So the ground is pretty dry, even with the recent rain. If you dig down a little bit, it's dry. Lake levels are low, river levels are pretty low. So we need some rain. It looks like a severe to extreme drought through eastern Arkansas and into the Mississippi Delta. Not as bad out east, Corinth, Tippah County, Bolivar. It's just dry there. But most of us are in a drought, and we need several inches of rain to get us out of this drought. For now, though, it looks like the drought's just going to keep getting worse because there's not much rain in the forecast to talk about at this point. When there is rain, though, you can keep up with it on the ABC 24 app. Scan that QR code on your screen, open up your phone's camera, point it right at that code on the left side. That's going to take you to a link to download our app. It's totally free. You don't need cable or satellite, nothing like that. You can either download it for your phone to stream us there, or you can download it for your smart TV. Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Samsung. Again, you don't need cable or satellite. If you've got one of those smart TVs that you can put apps on, like Netflix or Hulu, you can put the ABC 24 app on it. Not only do you get extended weather coverage, more in-depth than what we give you on TV, you can also just watch the radar anytime you want. So when storms do come in, you can keep an eye on that radar and the latest forecast right there with Weather Impact 24/7. For now, though, weathermen still putting their feet up a little bit. Not much to talk about here for the next 7 days. Sunshine, 84 tomorrow, 86 on Sunday. Likely breaking record highs for this weekend. Those were set back in the 60s and the 80s. So it's been a while since it's been this warm the first couple of days of spring. Overnight lows in the 60s, so it doesn't get too cold overnight. Sunny and dry through the weekend. We do have a cold front coming in Sunday night. That gets us back closer to average. Monday and Tuesday with highs around 66 or 67, lows in the 40s and 50s. We try to climb again Wednesday and Thursday, 70s and then the 80s on Thursday. Another front comes in Friday, though, And that gets us right back to the 60s. So temperatures kind of all over the place, up and down, but I do think we are sunny and pretty much dry through next week with only very slight chances for some sprinkles. So get outside and enjoy the weather this weekend. But again, stay hydrated, get the sunglasses and the sunblock. Don't forget that. That sun's going to be able to get you this weekend. UV index up to 8 or 9. All right, it is the first day of spring. That's when a lot of people start looking ahead to hummingbird season. We'll talk about that and tell you how to attract those birds into your yard. We'll also check in with the ABC 24 weather watchers coming up after the break.